Hello, hi there everybody, my name is Bella and welcome to my YouTube channel, and this is your love horoscope for November 2017. And just before I crack on with your reading, there's a few things you might want to know. So I don't read cards like other readers. I get all my messages from my spirit guides, so it's kind of them giving you the overall themes in a very general way when it comes to your love life for you to kind of consider, albeit I have to say for your reading I have a specific message. It's one of those ones, so do stay with me. Also just some other announcements that some people have asked me to sort of give them some clarity over. So all the links to my services are down below if you want to have a personal reading, but they're done in several ways. So I have my own website where I do mini video readings, I do longer calls as well, but I also have my Insta Go, which is a chat service where actually if you want to just have a quick, got something very quick on your mind and you want to get the answers to, the link for that is all down below. And all of my services are very affordable. They start from as little as $4.99 for just a quick chat message, all the way up into a little bit more, but no more than £100 or $100 for any of my services. So just to quickly let people know that I have a range of services to basically cater all pockets, basically. So I think that having access should be as affordable as possible. But that's enough about me. Again, if you want to learn more about that, just look down below. So shall we crack on then with what you need to be considering for you Virgos as you go through November? Like I said, the message that my guys had given me before I started to record this did seem to be quite specific for a few Virgos in particular, that particularly are either in a connection or perhaps aren't in a connection but feel like they are in a connection, because there's been something that's been ongoing, let's say, for a while, and it's kind of just been drawing out a little bit. For those of you who are singles, the themes will still be there, but this is one of my videos where actually my guides are, because it's quite strong in terms of the emotions, basically, that they're trying to give some guidance, particularly for those who I would say might feel like they're going through a little bit of a hard time in November. But there is, let's say, positivity, even though you may feel like you're going through the challenges, because sometimes the universe will do things for us actually to align us to what it is that we want. But sometimes in order to align us, we need to do some things or clear some things or shift some things that we might feel uncomfortable with, because change or disappointment is disappointing, isn't it? But this is how it goes. My guides are saying here that it's going to be a little bit of battle of wills, but also that you strongly, Virgos, will be putting your own principles before anybody else. That for you, that will be sacred in this month. Like, I just get the words my guides are saying, some of you would have just had enough. I've had enough of what's been going on or what will be going on in November, or just had enough of waiting or things drawing out, or just things like you feel like you're hitting your head on a brick wall. So I just get here that you then put your principles first and you draw a line in the sand, and it starts, I have to say, pretty darn straight away in November. I get something upsets you, or somebody, I should say, upsets you, or there is friction in your connection. That is very, like, there's arguments, there is like, and there's serious stuff where you're starting to kind of believe that, well, no, it's like pushing you. I feel like this person is pushing you to kind of make these really sort of hard decisions, and I feel for some of you it's driving you a bit crazy. And so you kind of start this month in this kind of really high energetic way, where I get, it's like conflict over the contract that you have with somebody. So this, what it is they're offering you at this time doesn't feel like it's good enough. Like, i.e., you've been expecting to be engaged by now and it's not happened, and so you're getting frustrated because of that element. Or that they promised to do something and then it never manifested. This could be simple things like they didn't, change the light bulb or something. But it's like, for some of you it's like it's a multiple of small things, but for some of you it's big things as well. It's not because anyone's been deceitful or cheating or anything like that. It's just, my guys are saying same old pattern, same old cycles. And actually what I love about this month, even though it feels like it's uncomfortable, is sometimes to change cycles in things, it's us that has to change in order to change the cycle. Sometimes we expect the other person to, and we wait and we wait and we think, oh, well, they can, because they've sometimes done it sometimes, or they've shown it, or they step forward sometimes. But actually, the cycle still persists because we allow it, basically. And so what happens in this month, whilst you start to stand in your principles, the outcome to it is actually favourable to you no matter what, because actually you get what you need and you desire because you stand in your principles. You literally lay out your boundaries. So do expect in the first week, for those of you who are in a connection, or in a connection, let's just say that is very fraught, or that there's some distance, or perhaps you've been waiting for them, that actually there is a confrontation to be had, or at the very least you emotionally sort of just are like, no, it seems to really emotionally affect you. For some of you, it could be that actually you've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and there's still nothing, and you're just so sad and upset about it, with the frustrations of it, that you just don't. But a lot of you, I just get here that there's some verbal conflict, particularly over what it is that somebody's offering you. You feel like you want to renegotiate the terms basically with them, and you want it today, and you voice it. You don't care how it looks because you know, it's almost like, what have I got to lose? My guides are saying here, then, as you go into the second and the third week, this is where there's a little bit of stalemate sort of going on, because I get here you will stick to your principles, and I have to say it feels like you have to. I get that the other person either doesn't get it straight away, they're a bit like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or, and they're strongly coming out, mostly or, that they are just as stubborn in their point of view, that they want to stick to their principles. So you've got this kind of stalemate between two people where both of you are almost perceiving unfairness in what the other person is either saying or offering. I feel like you are in the right, is what I want to say, and it's not because I'm on your side. I just feel that's what's been going on, and it feels like the other person, because of perhaps the way that it's come out in an argument, is focusing more on the energy of that than actually taking responsibility as to why it got to that place in the first place. But my guides are saying here, in those kind of 2 weeks, that you must stay really, really strong in your position. Don't fall back because there's a panic that, you know, then I'll lose something. Because I get here that some of you probably won't care, because you'll be like, well, I'm not really going to lose something I didn't think I was having in the first place, or wasn't satisfactory to where I wanted it to be. And so it's a little bit like that. My guides are saying here that actually the foundation and the bond between the pair of you is very, very strong. So no matter what has sort of been going on, or how it's been drawn out, or why it's kind of exploded a little bit at this moment in time, is that this is why you need to stay strong, because actually underpinning it all is a strong relationship. And as this kind of ebbs and flows through this, through the stubbornness, through the balance, and both of you thinking it's unfair, and perhaps not seeing, particularly as you get to the third week, you're thinking, gosh, you know, I can't see a way forward through this. We are at this stalemate, so the only way I can see forward from this is to truly move on. It is at that point that actually then energetically, astrologically, all of everything, then everything changes, because actually at the heart of it, my guides are saying here, you both want to be in each other's lives. And that person in particular, where you pointed out a few things, wants to be in your life. So a compromise has to be made, and will be made, and will be had, basically. And it will be a compromise. But let's say it's a compromise that's more 70% in your favour, that's in line with the things that you said, look, I need this, you know, if we're going to be together, and we've been together 3 years, let's say, and I'm ready to be engaged and you haven't done it, then you need to say, let me know that that's going to happen, and within a time frame. And I know love shouldn't be like that, but sometimes it is. And I'll just give that as an example. I get there's a compromise basically where you will get more of yours met, because actually it's because the other party isn't giving more. It's not like it's supposed to be unfair. It's because at this time in that connection with that person, they are not stepping up more. So of course it's going to be that they're going to be giving you more, because actually they've been giving you less. It's been the other way around, if that makes sense. So the tables need to turn before it can balance out between the pair of you, so that you can feel satisfied, and so on and so forth. I mean, there are some of you, my guides are saying here, and it's a small number, I have to put it out there, but there will be some of you where actually the person can't do that, and you will end the relationship. And that has to be a positive too. It may not feel like it at the time, but it will be, because actually, you know, you're no longer then suffering, arguing, or waiting anymore, are you? So there's that element. But I would say here, for most of you, actually, you do get, like I said, what you want. And the only thing that basically ends is the arguments, but also what also seems to end is the friction and the disappointment that you've kind of had. And it just basically allows you both to kind of walk forward into, there's that old saying, calmer waters, really, isn't it? And in time, then things will balance out. And what I love about this also too is my guys keep constantly showing me the infinity symbol, because I want to reassure you, because it feels like for some of you, it will really feel pretty darn rocky, that you'll highly doubt that it will end in any positivity. And like I said, some of it may even trickle in a little bit into December, but they keep showing me the symbol because they want to reaffirm that actually you have a solid connection with this person, whether they are estranged from you, whether they're with you, whatever it is. But sometimes we need to voice our opinion. Sometimes we need to say things. And this is where you're at, really, needing to stay in your principles, because it's sacred to you at this moment in time. It means a lot, and you need the other person to see it from your point of view. Or what's the point, basically? So I'm sorry that this was very specific to people that were in a connection. And I think the themes for, if you're single going through this, is that you are basically not wanting to date anybody that's not, you know, to the standards that you want to set for yourself in terms of what it is you said that you want. You know, anybody who kind of kids you around like that, you will be off. And I would say, if you're single, the last week is a better time for you, when you'll get people that are much more aligned to you, but much more receptive to meeting your needs. So you'll be meeting people that are like for like. Other than that, I won't waste your time, basically, is the way it's coming across. And I don't think you'll give people the time. So it's a bit like that. So kind of deepish. So kind of like, you know, get ready, guys, for this. But, you know, out of every challenge, there's always a positive result from this. And it does seem that you gain from the experience, which is a bonus, because you don't want to go through the experience and not gain anything. But we always do from everything. So I really hope that that's helped give you something to think about and to be prepared for, because this is what readings are about, so that you can manage how it emotionally affects you going through that month. But again, if you'd like to know more about me, just look at the links below. I love to hear from all of you, so please do comment as well. And if you'd like to also join me on my Facebook page, where I give daily talks Monday to Friday. I say daily talks, I do some daily sort of guidance, also through oracle cards and things like that, to also help people also too. Just join me there. So I do hope that you all have a marvellous November, and you all have a great day. Take care.